This is a story called The Wrong Orphan. It's the year 1920 and a young woman who works for a billionaire has been sent to choose an orphan from one of the local orphanages. As she is not told specifically to get a boy or a girl, she chooses to get a girl. The little girl she chooses is 8-year-old Molly. Molly is a very funny little girl who makes everyone laugh. She is also very caring and loving towards the other girls in the orphanage. Molly is a very feisty and strong-willed little girl, and she certainly knows how to look after herself. Even though she is very tiny for her age, everyone knows not to cross her. The lady, who is known as Maria, takes Molly to the house where she'll be staying for a week, and she thinks it's a train station. Is this a train station? No, Molly, this is Mr. Foster's house, and this is where you'll be staying for a week. This is where I'll be staying for a week? I've never seen a house so big. Maria asked Molly, what would you like to do first? I'll clean the windows, then the floors, then I'll change and make the beds. No, Molly, you're a guest. You don't have to do any chores while you're here. But how will I earn my keep? You're a guest, dear, so you don't have to earn your keep. What toys do you like playing with? I don't know. I've never had any toys. I've always wanted a doll of my own. I did have one, but Miss Thorpe took it off me when I came to the orphanage, and I don't know what she did with her. I miss her. Why did she do that, sweetheart? I don't know, she won't let anyone have toys. Well, you can play with the toys we have here any time you want, sweetheart. Then Mr. Foster came home, and when he saw Molly, he said, What's this? This is the orphan you asked for, Mr. Foster. Orphan? This child's a girl. I wanted a boy. Orphans are boys. You didn't say that you wanted a boy, sir, so I got a girl. Take her back. Now. Oh, but Mr. Foster, she's only just got here. Can't she stay just for the week? Okay, but only for the week. As time went by, Mr. Foster got to know little Molly, and he'd grown to love her, and he was planning to adopt her. However, little Molly wasn't aware of this, and she was adamant that she wasn't going back to the orphanage. The day before she was due to go back to the orphanage, she ran away and no one could find her. Everyone searched the whole house and the gardens and the outbuildings, but there was no sign of her. They called the police, who set up a search party, and everyone from the house searched too, but no one could find her. As darkness grew in, concern for little Molly was growing. Everyone searched for her all through the night, but no one could find her, and everyone was exhausted, but they weren't giving up. When one of the group of people went to rest, another group took over, same with the police. The second day of the search, there was still no sign of little Molly. Everyone was desperately worried about her. However, on the third day of the search, someone heard a child crying and shouting for help. When they followed where the noise was coming from, they found little Molly. She'd fallen in a ditch and broke her leg. They carried her to Mr. Foster, and he took her straight to the hospital. They kept her in for a couple of days, and then she went home with Mr. Foster. He asked her, Molly, why did you run away? I ran away because I don't want to go back to the orphanage. I hate it there and I never want to go back. Molly, before you ran away, I was going to the orphanage to get Miss Thorpe to sign these adoption papers. What? You mean you want to adopt me? No one's ever wanted to adopt me before. Well, I want to adopt you, sweetheart. I even bought you a special dolly just for you when I'm going to the orphanage now. Will you please ask Miss Thorpe for the doll that my parents bought me for my 5th birthday? It's the last thing that they bought me before they died. Please can you also ask her for the photos she took of me too? They're photos of me and my brothers and sisters with our parents before they died and before we were all separated and sent to different orphanages. I haven't seen my brother and sisters since we were all separated and I miss them. Molly started to cry. Oh, Molly, oh, sweetheart, don't cry. We'll try and find your family and you'll all be together again soon, I promise you. Mr. Foster went to the orphanage to see Miss Thorpe, but she flatly refused to sign the adoption papers and to hand over Molly's things. Then Mr. Foster said to her, either you sign these adoption papers and give me Molly's things, or I'll go to the authorities and I'll have your job. You just remember it's me who pays your wages and it's my money that keeps this place going. You wouldn't dare. Either you sign the papers and give me Molly's belongings or I will go to the authorities. Fine, I'll sign your stupid papers and give you Molly's stuff. I'm coming to get Molly's stuff with you. That way I can make sure you give me everything. Miss Thorpe signed the papers and gave Mr. Foster Molly's things. Her birth certificate, her doll, and her family photos were all there. Mr. Foster went on the radio to appeal for Molly's siblings. He offered a reward of £25,000, and about 200 couples came forward, saying that they'd adopted Molly's siblings and none of them were genuine. All they wanted was the money. Mr. Foster decided to phone every orphanage in the country, and eventually he found all of Molly's siblings. He went to each orphanage where the kids were living, got the adoption papers signed, got all the kids and their belongings and took them to live with him. When Molly and her siblings saw each other, they cried and hugged. All the adoptions are now finalised. The kids have been living with Mr. Foster and his new wife Maria for 5 years, and Maria and Mr. Foster have 2 sons and a newborn daughter, bringing the total of kids to 9. The end. Thank you.